Hello and welcome to another episode of Box Shark, where today we are taking a look at Star Wars Episode 1 Racer for the Nintendo Switch. So after a couple delays, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer is here on the Nintendo Switch. It is mostly the PC version. This game, unfortunately, was kind of delayed, just as many things are this year due to COVID-19. And it comes to us through Aspyr. They're kind of a video game developer, publisher that really handles a lot of ports. They actually have handled the ports of Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight Academy that have also come over, these old kind of Star Wars games. So I actually did a review of this, the N64 version, just a couple weeks ago when it was announced. It was supposed to come out in May, but now we are here in June, but we do finally have the game. So today I'm not going to necessarily be reviewing it as, how great is the game itself. I think it's an absolute classic. I think a lot of people played it back on the N64, and so that's really going to be kind of the crowd that's playing this game today. So I think we're more so going to look at the version that we ended up getting. So one of the things I was really intrigued to see was just, are we going to get the PC version of this? Are we going to get the Dreamcast version? Or are we going to get the N64 version? Different graphics, different assets. And it's really nice to see here that actually this is kind of its own version of the game. I would say it's definitely closer to the PC version, but there actually are some upgrades or some differences, and that's mostly in the menus. It's definitely a different menu system than is in the PC version or was in the N64 version. So the assets we're looking at here, they're definitely closer to the PC version, and that's really cool. So it looks as good as this game could be, as good as you would expect an old game that hasn't really been completely, say, remade to look. That's what it's going to look as you should expect it to look, I should say. But obviously the game still to this day holds up really, really well. It runs great in handheld mode, which is probably kind of the coolest thing about it, to be honest. The only other way you would be able to play this in handheld mode would be to emulate the N64 version on your phone or some sort of other kind of Android or old emulation console like the Retro Mini, like I've reviewed before. So having it here on the Switch is super, super cool, and it seems like we're going to be getting more of these Star Wars games, which is awesome. We have Jedi Academy and we have Jedi Outcast. So here's hoping that someday maybe we get Rogue Squadron, Rogue Squadron 2, perhaps one of the old Battlefront games. That would be by far the best thing. But Episode 1 Racer itself it's an amazing racing game. I thought back on the N64, it's one of the 10 best N64 racing games, which is actually saying quite a lot. Saying that something's in the top 10 racing games might not necessarily be the greatest compliment, but on a system that has Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Kart 64, F-Zero, Cruisin' USA, Hydro Thunder, Wave Race, I mean, that's definitely saying something. The game itself, in terms of gameplay, is the same as it was before. The easy levels are really easy. They end up feeling more like a time trial. And once you get moving up and your pod becomes much faster and faster, is really where the fun begins, pun intended. Definitely would recommend this to people who are considering checking it out. It's only $15 on the Nintendo Switch eShop, which I think is just kind of right around the perfect price point for this. I think if you want to get it on Steam, definitely stay tuned for any of these Star Wars sales, because you can end up getting this game for like $5. But to have it here on the Switch, to be able to take it on the go, just proves again why the Switch is so great. And it seems more and more that the Switch is really becoming a portable Steam, which I think in itself is a really, really cool thing. The only downside to it is you do get hit with that Switch tax where games cost a little bit more. But Star Wars Episode 1 Racer for the Nintendo Switch, I highly recommend. So thank you guys for checking out this video. We will see you next time. If you like this episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button or check out our podcast on iTunes or come hang out on Twitch. We'll see you next time. And as always, thanks for watching.